She felt invincible. But last night, in front of cameras, blazing lights, and an unwanted audience, that illusion was shattered. Reality TV royalty and, let's face it, a walking headline. Rapper Remy Ma was escorted out in handcuffs after Claressa Shields allegedly made criminal accusations against her. Furthermore, when the security personnel dragged Remy out of the BET Awards after party, they seemed nervous as well. What was going on backstage, really? Remy was screaming, "I didn't touch her." Then he was thrown into the back of a black SUV. But more importantly, what did Claressa say that made this a felony? Rumor has it that there is security footage. Someone is missing in wig, along with an intruder from Papoose's own team. This is not just drama. You know, here is a real-life crime scene including famous people. Hold on. Because what started off as a love triangle has turned into a criminal investigation. We can assure you that Remy Ma will not be avoiding this situation this time. Well, let's get started. The BET Awards turned into a full-fledged crime scene rather than a night honoring black excellence. Let's make the situation clear. They wrapped the red carpet just now. Inside the VIP area of the BET after party, photographers began to disperse. There were beverages on hand, sounds of laughing echoed off the velvet walls. And all seemed well until then in came Claressa Shields. Actually, Claressa didn't go to the party, arriving with receipts, security, and wrath. Insiders say Claressa just finished a press tour during which she purposefully and openly called Remy Ma's longtime husband, Papoose, her partner. Isn't it audacious? But worsens. During rehearsals right before the BET after party, she allegedly received a direct message from an anonymous page showing Remy Ma threatening her in the green room. We will return to that later since it is possible that Claressa's formal charges against Remy that same evening were prompted by that leaked mail. However, what was really happening behind those shuttered VIP doors? There were 3 witnesses, one of whom Claressa apparently faced a full glass from Remy Ma, a cosmetic artist, a dancer, and a person claiming to be Lil Metch's marijuana courier. The beverage was not your typical one. It was dark, untidy, and left a stain so strong that it is now known as the BET Blood Orange Splash. It was reported by an anonymous gossip blog that the dancer said, "Keep your hands off my man, or I'll put you back in a boxing ring without gloves." Claressa did not even bat an eye. She pulled out her phone and started recording, smiling mischievously. Blow. They set the trap. This went beyond a disagreement. Remy walked straight into the situation with a grudge and high heels. Not long after, a safety at a gathering of plainclothes LAPD officers, a guard was seen waving. In just a few minutes, Remy Ma was yelled at and escorted in handcuffs from the building. It is harassment. It is a prelude. I kept my distance from her. However, it becomes stranger at this point. Last year, Papoose and Claressa were first spotted together at a youth boxing event in Atlanta, which everyone remembers. Initially, it appears to be innocent. Positive contributions to the community are being made by 2 well-known individuals. The blogs immediately recognized the chemistry. The now viral video shows Claressa handing Papoose a small cupcake while whispering something that made him blush and turn away. It sparked jokes from fans. Memes were created. But Remy kept silent. If you know Remy Ma at all, her loudest caution is to keep quiet. 6 months later, Claressa and Papoose show up at a Knicks game courtside. Are they merely buddies now? In response to a follower who inquired about what she brings to the table, as Papoose said, "I built the damn table." Then came the infamous Shields on the Sheets tweet. They don't mention Remy, no dignity. Straight shots. Although Remy is accused of committing the crime for which the streets have been warning for months, she remained mute until last night. She finally lost it. Within an hour after the arrest, a blurry 13-second video clip was released. It appeared on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube videos quickly after leaking to an anonymous Reddit site. The video, which was shot from behind a champagne tower, shows Remy lunging for Claressa with a glass raised. "Try it, you're going to go viral again." After that, there were glass breakers and cries. Her insecurity is holding Remy back. The moment that broke, the internet then arrived. Remy Ma is shouting while being dragged out in handcuffs while wearing an expensive full-length gown. "Do you folks believe I'm not as good as a scammer? She been after my man for a year." Cameras silently moved through the crowd. Internet usage and burning. Just when you thought things couldn't get much messier, Papoose was taken out of the building with Remy. Where was he? He and Claressa were spotted leaving in a black Escalade only 5 minutes before the arrest, according to confirmed reports. Absolutely. Think about that. It is stated that he failed to defend Remy, did not stay for questioning, and ran away with a woman who accused his wife. That was not the end of the betrayal. A fan posted a Snapchat story of Papoose smiling next to Claressa in the backseat of the SUV. The caption, "Sometimes waiting for the storm to pass is necessary to view the rainbow." So, when Ray is fingerprinted in downtown LA? Here they are, writing haikus with Papoose and his sidekick to Careless. Totally unexpected? Maybe not. As for months, many have been saying that this love triangle will not work out. It did yesterday night, too, however. Stay put since Remy's career could be irreparably damaged by the police report, witness statements, and leaked booking details that follow by the time Remy follows. Guess who's inside the precinct waiting? Claressa is approaching the precinct, and Remy is still yelling about her innocence and insisting that she never touched her. However, she was shocked to find who was already seated inside. According to sources, the Claressa Shields herself had, just moments before, arrived at the LAPD booking office with 2 lawyers and a private investigator. Nor a manager, nor a public relations representative, nor a PI. This got a lot more serious. Additionally, it was said that one of the lawyers was fast-timing an HBO sports agent. Sure, precisely. According to speculations, Claressa had already sold the exclusive rights to share her version of events before Remy was even fingerprinted. Back to the actual events that happened inside. The terrifying part, according to multiple sources, was that while Remy was being processed, officers reportedly told her, "She pushed me first. There's footage, run the cameras, we've already seen it." The movie that LAPD viewed that night didn't exactly back up her assertion. The attack went like this. According to a leaked passage from the event report that was allegedly given to a well-known blogger, Remy Smith, also known as Remy Ma, the suspect, aggressively approached Claressa Shields on camera. The offender is seen reaching up and attempting to touch someone while holding up a glass. Contact is unclear, although verbal threats were made. The victim was obviously shook. Now, halt. Let us examine the sentence's actual meaning. You don't know who to call. That means they can't prove Remy hit her. But verbal threats were exchanged, enough harassing, maybe even deliberate assault, especially if Claressa's attorneys decide to look into it, which they do. It has been reported that Claressa's attorney has already filed a restraining order and is pursuing felony charges instead of misdemeanors. According to reports, she told one reporter, "This isn't about ego. It's about safety. I shouldn't have to be scared to walk into a room because someone's ego can't handle being replaced." Speaking of being replaced, let's talk about Papoose, who hasn't released any content supporting Remy despite that. Instead, his Instagram story from that night shows a bizarre boomerang of Claressa holding a wine glass, laughing and texting. What is done without light always becomes noticeable. Shadows are being cast. The last straw is this: paperwork for a divorce is still pending. But public opinion is not waiting for legal proceedings. All available timetables are already being used to pull Remy Ma within 24 hours of the arrest. The hashtag Remy locked up again started trending, and not in a beneficial way. Resurfaced old video of her previous incarceration, reminding the world of her 6-year assault term. Another stated, even worse. Brands are pulling back. A hair extension company just clocked in at her old job, Rikers Correctional, that had just worked with Remy silently removed her image from their website, and an energy drink that was allegedly planning to use her in a campaign disappeared. In the meantime, Claressa is being portrayed as a survivor. Articles about how tough Claressa is to stand up to bullies in Hollywood and how she is an inspiration for not giving up are all over the place. In fact, one blogger called her the Simone Biles of celebrity clapbacks. Not everyone, though, is on board. The twist is that some people are questioning whether Claressa set her up or whether she is a talented manipulator who is playing her cards flawlessly. She baited her, according to a fresh voicemail that was obtained by Remy's team. Claressa had already begun recording before anything even appeared. So if that's the case, then everything has changed because we are now talking about premeditation, swayed public opinion, and a more serious issue. What if Papoose was never something Claressa wanted? What if her only goal was to bring Rita ruin? It sounds crazy until you see how planned everything has appeared thus far. She timed the charges shortly after the awards. She called in lawyers and a private investigator. I saw it. A man who went by Tone is heard saying in it. The booking data that was made public early the next morning, however, was the biggest hit. Remy Ma was charged with 1 count of verbal assault, 1 count of attempted battery, and 2 counts of disturbing the peace, according to the phony but convincing documents that are making the rounds online. She prepared a statement in interviews. She has been using terms like emotional terrorism. She even showed up to the after-party wearing a full white suit, which is a universal sign that I'm the innocent party in celebrity scandals. $20,000 in bail. The most damning, though, is that among the requirements of her release, a judge reportedly required a 90-day anger management course. A blurry screenshot of what appears to be a private group chat between Remy's hairstylist, her former assistant, and a burner account that fans believe belongs to her cousin broke the silence. As the headlines suddenly shifted from Remy versus Claressa to Remy's anger erupting again, radio hosts making fun of her and fans turning away, especially women who had once admired her, as morning shows debated whether her career could withstand another mugshot. The plan was for Remy to become a comeback queen. Not a single member of Ray's team has shown up yet. Nothing but silence, no declaration, no denial. In addition to having tape, the message stated, if they want to play dirty, she's going to air everything out. The story abruptly changed course as curiosity about what Remy had grew. But which receipts is she holding? Does she intend to release them before it's too late? The disclosures, the backlash, and what insiders are calling Remy Ma's last blow are all in part 3. They declared Remy Ma's career was over. But if you've been following her, you already know that she never gives up easily. This is a war, and it is far from over, according to all the indications, swinging. She might even swing far enough this time to win the entire game, because an anonymous Instagram post called the truth of her garnered over 100,000 followers in less than an hour after she was arrested. This was because the first post featured a muted screen capture of what looked to be Claressa Shields arguing with someone off camera backstage. At the BET Awards, no, it wasn't Remy. According to his posture, watch, and voice, fans who viewed the video frame by frame assumed it was Papoose, if body language is any guide. The exchange wasn't amicable. That one line drove the internet into a complete frenzy. It seemed to be Claressa shouting, "Stop acting like a baby, you promised to deal with her." By what means did she mean? Did this happen on purpose? Was Papoose complicit in luring Remy Ma to commit suicide? Or worse, were Claressa and Papoose involved in this plot? When a second post appeared, the story became more complex. If she puts hands on me, it's over for her. The cameras never stop rolling. Allow her to be herself this time. The message was clipped and purportedly from Claressa herself. The blogs ate it up. Podcast hosts started dissecting every frame, and even credible reporters began to question how Claressa's lawyers were able to file charges so quickly. As if everything had been planned out beforehand, Ray's team is now ready to respond with receipts. According to reports, a rumored source leaked to a gossip forum claims that Remy's cousin, the same one from the burner group chat, has audio and video of Papoose surreptitiously meeting Claressa in multiple locations over the past 12 months while Remy was attending to business and thought they were rebuilding their marriage. What's even more shocking is the leak. This has to do with long-term planning, emotional sabotage, and reputation warfare. Remy is getting ready to play chess, too. The video has not yet been released by her team. Not quite yet, but two YouTubers and 3 Instagram fan sites said they saw it in private. Additionally, the description they are giving sounds explosive. One creator wrote, "The timeline doesn't add up, and if what I witnessed is made public, Claressa may be charged." Remy claims she has evidence that Claressa had set up multiple fake accounts to post critical comments on Remy's blogs. "You've been fed a tale. It looks really well curated." That same day, Ray's PR team quietly changed her bio on all social media platforms. A lie will never last as long as the truth. There were only vibes and war drums, no explanation or caption. What is Papoose doing in the meantime? Radio silence is still in place. But one strange move caught media attention. He unfollowed Claressa Shields and Remy Ma on Instagram. That may not seem like much, but in the world of celebrities, it's effectively a social media truce. The timing couldn't be better. He unfollowed them as soon as the anonymous account started posting. Today, the real question is Papoose finally done with both women? Or is this all a publicity stunt to distance himself from the mess he helped create? Keep in mind that Papoose has spent years presenting himself as a good guy, the loyal wife, the moral compass, the man who kept Remy afloat during his time in prison, grief, and controversy. But if this leaked audio is real, he may have been the villain in disguise all along. Now, the heat is coming to Claressa's camp. The arrest was meant to keep her safe. Hip Hop Uncensored said that someone close to her management told them. Now people are accusing her of being manipulative. Even some of Claressa's brand partners are starting to distance themselves. One sports drink company that was negotiating a major summer campaign abruptly put the project on hold indefinitely, while another athletic clothing brand quietly archived a photo shoot from their Instagram page, featuring Claressa in their upcoming line. There were no public statements, just a slow, deliberate distance. The final nail in the coffin was the alleged leak of the original police complaint, which revealed something shocking. Claressa never claimed that Remy had hit her, but rather that she had verbal threats, aggressive posture, and emotional distress. No assault, no physical contact. So why was Remy dragged out in handcuffs as if she had punched someone? according to a former NYPD officer who is currently working in LA. High-profile events involving high-profile people always generate overreactions. If someone yells, "I feel unsafe," in that situation, they're getting separated, even if it means arresting someone for the sake of the entire case. Was Remy arrested for what she did or what it seemed she might do? Either way, the damage is done, and Remy M will endure weeks, if not months, of legal drama, brand loss, and online chaos. He's being rebranded as either a clever mastermind or a mistreated victim, depending on your side of the TikTok debate. And Papoose, well, some say he's just sitting in a Miami hotel suite, watching the kingdom burn, but this isn't over. Remy has footage, Claressa has legal firepower, Papoose has secrets he's not ready to share. And the world is watching because, in a society that is obsessed with power struggles, betrayal, and leaked receipts, this story has all the makings of a legend. But only one woman will come out of this story unscathed, and will ask the questions that everyone is afraid to ask. The whole truth may be more sinister than the sum of the three. Now that the dust has settled, by which we mean glass shards, legal threats, and career shrapnel, the question is not who is telling the truth, but who is going to lose everything first. Was Remy Ma simply a ticking time bomb that finally exploded? Or was she pushed, prodded, and manipulated by a woman who knows exactly how to use the court of public opinion as a weapon? And what about Papoose? Is he the silent puppet master? Behind the whole scandal, we may never hear the full story from them. But we do know that we've only seen Act 1. If this industry loves anything more than betrayal, it's the sequel. So, let's ask you, do you think Claressa's shields are real? Is Remy Ma being set up? Should Papoose be held accountable for keeping quiet throughout this entire ordeal? Please let us know which side you genuinely support in the comments section. Don't forget to hit the bell, like, and subscribe, because the next leaked video could be released at any time. We're sure you'll want to be the first to say, "I knew it." We will be observing a world where there is no long-term concealment of any celebrity scandal. The truth is dirty and the tea is radioactive.